For help with your vacation budgeting, let's bring in our expert on family finances. Cindy Runger Balas is a financial consultant with RBC Wealth Management in Seattle. Cindy joins us as a monthly contributor to About the Money. Thank you so much for being with us. Cindy, let's just say that you really want to go on vacation, but you know your finances are tight. How do you squeeze in that vacation?
Budgeting is absolutely the key to a successful financial or a successful family vacation if your finances are tight. You know, some of my fondest memories growing up is around family vacations, and we didn't have a lot of money growing up, but I learned a couple of valuable lessons. And the first thing I learned was that family vacations are necessary because they build unity, and children love vacations, and parents really need vacations. And I also learned that you can have fun even if you're on a tight budget. So when you're considering budgeting, think about three things. You want to think about what is your budget, then think about how do you save for your vacation, and then finally, when you're on vacation, make sure that you stick within your budget.
And how do you figure out what is your budget? You don't just pull a figure out of the air, do you?
Right. You know, one of the reference points I would use is figure out how much you spent last year for your vacation and then use that as a reference point. And then once you figure out how much you can spend, stick within that budget.
But what if you figure out what you spent last year and you do all this figuring, but you don't have the money this year? So what can you do to save money fast?
You know, one of the things I would suggest is to put it on autopilot, just like you do with your 401k. Each paycheck, you put money away into a 401k and you don't think about it. It's on autopilot. So I would suggest doing that for your vacation. Put away money each paycheck into a fund, maybe even a separate vacation fund, so that it's not commingled with your other expenses. And so if you don't see it, you probably won't miss it.
And don't touch it.
That's right. That's right.
So then you have, let's say you've saved a little now and you're going on vacation. There must be things that you can do while you're on vacation to save money as well.
Right. So one of the things I would consider is to make sure that you pack wisely, because you don't want to be spending money on items like, extra baby strollers or diapers or sunscreen. So pack wisely. If you're going to be driving, make sure that your car is tuned up because you want to make sure that it's efficient as possible. If you're flying, make sure that you check around for the best rates. Call the airlines directly or look on the internet. There's Travelzoo, Travelocity, Orbitz, and look for package deals. And also, maybe consider traveling locally, because in Washington we're so fortunate to have a lot of great places like Port Townsend and Friday Harbor and Ocean Shores. So travel locally.
Yeah, and those kids don't care whether you're jetting off to Spain or staying right here.
Yeah, absolutely. And
they just care about having a pool, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So accommodations, when you think about accommodations, make sure that, figure out what you're paying for. If you do have a hotel that has an indoor pool, that's, part of your entertainment.
Off-season travel. I hear that it can be better than summertime, even though the kids are back in school, but of course that's when things are discounted.
Absolutely. So this is a great time right now to go to the beach because, people aren't going to the beach and prices are a lot lower.
Where it adds up for me is not only the hotels and the meals and the attraction, but also all the stuff that you buy all along the way, and the kids bugging you to buy souvenirs and that kind of thing. How can you, keep a lid on that?
Yeah, souvenirs are one of the fun parts of the vacation, but one of the things I would suggest is instead of buying a souvenir at an attraction site, perhaps buy a souvenir at a discount store before you go to an attraction site and give it to your child while they're there. And also consider making them accountable or having them participate in the family finances and giving them a budget. And so that will help them be fiscally responsible and also probably reduce the amount of tantrums they have.
That's right. You mean tell them that at the start of the vacation, okay, you have $20, $40, whatever you want to give them, and say this is it for the trip.
Right, exactly. Yeah, include them, in the budgeting.
But how old can they be? You don't want to start that when they're real teeny tiny. Or maybe that's a good time, start them when they're young in little ways and then move up from there, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. When you feel like they're old enough to understand budgeting and finance, get them involved. Maybe give them a quarter and get them used to not being afraid of money and being excited about spending and saving.
Great suggestions. Thank you so much, Cindy.
You're welcome.
We'll look forward to Cindy's help with our family finances throughout the season. Up next, we'll turn our attention to the troubled financial markets. What will a government bailout mean for the local banking giant, Washington Mutual? Let's find out on our CEO Magazine Spotlight.